The video stream is so slow on Facebook. Okay. Hey guys. Sunday, 4 minutes to 8. I'm gonna share the live stream on my homepages first. Not homepages, my Facebook groups. So hang in there. And we'll get right into it. I hope you all are well and are safe. Share in group. Sharing my video before I start. We start in 3 minutes. You are welcome to say hello, so I know who's watching, so I can send my love to you. You don't have to, but it would be cool to see who's watching. But right now there's only one, and I know who that one is. Share a group. Spirituality in light and love. In my hometown. This one and share on the page, this one. So I'm finished, guys. Sorry. Welcome to tonight's live, 2 minutes to 8. My name is Riget. I'm from Denmark. To you that don't know me, in the last 22 years, I have let God work through me. I don't have the big... what's happening with my video? It's like skipping. Can you see it's glinting? Or is it working okay? No, I think it's on my screen. Wow, that looks strange. I don't like religion, right? But I love God. I love the energy. I love that God's grace can run through me, that I can be guided by it. Man, this is pissing me off. My screen is flickering, flick, flick, flick. So I can see myself like going 1 second back, and then Facebook is messed up. But what's new? 1 minute to 8. So don't be confused about my love to the divine, and like the I don't know what it's called. The sentence I wrote for this live stream says that, can you be spiritual without having faith, without believing in God? And the quick answer is no, but I'll get into it in my live stream. So the time is 8 o'clock, and I'm gonna, like I always do, ding with my ball. And I'm gonna say a little prayer to ask in the divine that's in the universe, my guardian angels, God, my spiritual, my soul group. So I'll do that. Dear God, everybody in the spiritual realm, everybody that wants to be here with me, guide me and fill me up with insights and things that needs to be said to give humans hope in life. Fill people up with love and hope. Fill them up with what they miss and take away what they don't need in their lives. I am full with gratitude for that you let me work, that you work through me. I humbly thank you. Thank you. That's that. Prayers for me is not something that's going to take a long time. It's just, for me it is very important to be humble. For me it's very important to be able to recognize when you make mistakes, when you react instead of acting. And we all make mistakes. We all, when we look back at things, we all have this little voice inside of us head that's called consciousness, that like says, are you sure you want to react like that? Are you sure you want to say like that? Are you sure you want to behave like that? That is your consciousness trying to guide you. And the more that you listen to that consciousness, the more you will actually be able to change yourself for the better, to change and end up being the best version of yourself. This is a process. This is an evolution. This is not something that's going to happen from one day to the other day. I've been working with this for 22 years, and trust me, the first 5 years were a struggle. But it all starts by that you realize that the life you're living could be better. There's something you need to change. There's something you need to realize. There's some insights you need to invite in. You have to understand the illusions you're believing, what you've been taught, what you've been told, what your friend says, what the TV says, what the radio says, what the government says, what the politics says. It's all illusions based on they want to control us. And I'm above that. I'm not letting anything control me except God. And my life has been beautiful ever since. I'm not blind to the darkness. I'm not blind to evil. Trust me, I see it, I feel it every day. But I'm not letting myself being controlled by it. I'm not letting that steal my energy, because it's all about making decisions. It's all about realizing that I'm not going to allow anything to steal my energy. And like I say in my, I can't even see the sentence I wrote. I thought something. If some of you guys are looking, can you see the first thing I wrote? Like, what is it called in English? Not the subtitle, but the thing in the top. What is it called, this live stream? Could somebody please write it to me? I need a little help. It was something about being humble and do a thing that you can I have to tell you something. I have my girlfriend on my phone here, and she's not being really nice right now. But I actually asked her to if I could not have video of her, but I said, okay, we're gonna try it, and it's okay. So welcome, Maria. I know you're looking, and if you can see that what I wrote this live stream is going to be about, could you please write it in comments so I can get a little help, because I cannot see what it says anywhere, neither on my phone or on my screen. But being humble is, like I wrote in the post today that I made, that I'm sitting here reading something I've prepared for this live stream. It's actually a powerful tool to be humble. Jesus was humble. Buddha was humble. And this is the shield you have against darkness. This is the shield you have against destruction. This is the shield you have against people that wants to destroy you or like piss you off or whatever. If you can be humble in any situation, if you can like not let yourself be controlled by whoever, whatever is trying to mess you up, and you just be humble and loving and caring, then darkness will not be able to get through that, because darkness don't like being humble. So it is actually it's a paradox, because being humble is actually incredibly powerful. the paradox is that power, it is not in how much you scream to be noticed, but it is actually about what is not visible in your life. And all the things that are not visible in your life, like your soul, your character, and your beliefs, that is where your powerhouse is. That is where you get the power from. And these things that you can draw power from are not something that people, they can see or noticed. But this is what I want you to understand, that for example, if you said to a human being, can you see everything that's worth seeing in the world when you open your eyes? Can you see everything? And most people will actually say yes. But you cannot see radio waves, you cannot see telephone talking to each other, you cannot, there's a lot of things you can't see. You can't see God's grace. And these illusions that most of the people in the world are living under are the reason that, in my belief, are the reason that people are suffering. The day you actually realize that, you need to look at your illusions and figure out what is truth, because it is in the truth that your life is going to start change. It is in let me read here quickly. The more impersonal you begin to see yourself and see others, the more intimate God is going to become. We have to understand everybody is one, all is one. Everything is connected. All life is connected. Every choice I make, every action I make affects the whole world. And we have to realize that even that we can't see the consequence of our own actions, there are consequences to our actions. And if more people had a conscious and were consciousness about that, then they would not behave so destructively. They would not cheat, they would not lie, they would not put people down. Because every time I hear somebody putting other people down or demeaning them, or they do it to me, my response is always, I'm sorry you're suffering from a low self-esteem, but putting me down only shows you're a coward. You have no self-respect and no love for yourself. And how can other people love you and respect you if you don't love and respect yourself? And most people actually wake up and say, wow, I've needed to hear that for a long time. And this is how I work as a spiritual guide, that I'm actually able to like go past all your barriers of confusion, of denial, and I just walk straight into your heart and I say exactly what you need to hear. I have no problem speaking the truth. I have no problem, because the truth is what carries me through life. The truth is what I'm searching for. The truth is what guides me. And I'm talking about the universal truth. I'm not talking about my truth. My favorite color is blue. I love spaghetti, and so on and so on. That truth nobody can use for anything, because my truth can change from one day to another. And this is all about the spiritual path. If you want to be on a spiritual path, if you want to start changing from a normal person to start living a life, spiritual truth must be lived in the daily life to change the perception and how you actually understand it. You have to live it in your daily life. And it's like baby steps. You're going to start small, you're going to start realizing what it is you're doing that fucks things up, because you cannot change things if you don't see what is giving you problems in the beginning. So for example, if you, let me give you a pretty simple example. You want to hammer a nail down in a board, right? And you're like putting your finger on top of the nail and you're hitting your finger over and over again, and you've got a really blue thumb. You're going to realize that the reason you get problems is because you're holding your finger on the nail, and you have to move your finger and hit the nail instead of the thumb. And that is a really good example, because it is understandable, and this you have to apply to anything in your life. for me right now, my last struggle, and I'm definitely going to have more struggles, but the thing that I really struggle about right now is I want to quit smoke cigarettes. And it's I think it's one of the worst addictions ever. But I have changed so many things. I have acknowledged, okay, this I don't like about myself. And the things I can say, like, it's in the sentence that I wrote about this, that do you think you can be spiritual without having any faith? And the answer is no. I don't think you can be spiritual. You can live your illusion that you are, but being spiritual takes some kind of belief in God. It really does. You need to believe that there are something in the universe that can guide you, that can help you, that can, if you're lucky, can talk to you. If you're even more lucky, that will show themselves to you. Many people see angels. I'm one of the people that never sees angels, but I hear God speak through me, or my own fully developed spirit talks me and guides me all the time. You have to realize when you make mistakes, and you have to be man enough to go back and say, I'm truly sorry. I realize I was reacting instead of acting, and that made me react in a destructive way that was not fitting for me, and it doesn't make me feel good, and I actually have a bad conscience about it. But if you don't have the balls to actually look at yourself and say, okay, here are the things I need to change, you're not going to go down the spiritual path. This is going to cut you in half just to start living this true. Just for the search for this true, it's going to cut you in half. And how I understand this cut you in half is that you're going to lose friends, you're going to change where you live, you're going to get a new job, maybe get a new girlfriend. The things you do that makes you feel bad, are you willing to stop doing that to start feeling better? That is the ultimate question that everybody that wants to go on a spiritual path, they should ask themselves. Whatever you do that makes you feel bad, that makes you sick, are you willing to stop doing that to start feeling better, to start healing? And when you notice the things you need to change, then in that process you'll actually start looking for the truth, because the truth is what will heal you. The truth is a healing power. The truth will reveal itself and take away burdens you're carrying that you didn't even know you were carrying. And being humble is one of the things that is a life changer. If you're able to be humble and you're able to forgiveness is a present for you. I've told you so many times, forgiveness, you don't forgive because the other person needs to hear your forgiveness. No, you forgive because you want to keep your own precious energy. You don't want to let anything, you don't want to allow anything to steal your energy. And that is where responsibility comes in. Are you a responsible person? Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to, the ego is driving the car and you're sitting in the other seat? Are you ready to say, ego, get the fuck out of the driver's seat, I'm going to control this now, and put the ego on the other side? Are you ready to take control of your life and being a responsible person for all your actions, for all your thoughts? For me, all thoughts are prayer. For me, all my reaction and actions are prayers unconsciously. I'm always, God doesn't judge, but we don't trust in what people say, but we can trust in how they behave, how they treat other people, how they're being humble, how they're being unselfish in their work, how they are being truthful to themselves, how they're able to actually trust themselves, count on their own words, fits their own actions. This is one of the things I've said so many times, that if the things if the things you say and the things you do are not coherent, if they don't fit together, you're full of bullshit. and you're only fucking yourself up, your own life up, and everybody you have in your life is gonna get tired of you. So be sure that whatever you say is also what you do, so you can keep your self-respect. For me, this is so important in my life. I want to keep my self-respect. I want to keep loving myself. I want to have a conscious, all these things that are so precious for me, I call them sacred deals you make with yourself, because you are working against finding the best version of yourself, and that takes balls. And this is why I say it's gonna cut you in half. There are some things you have to realize. There are some things you need to change out with the truth, and like kill your illusions. So no, I don't think you can be a spiritual person without having belief, without having God in your life. And I'm not religious. I've said it so many times, and I'm gonna say it forever. For me, religion is something that is dying. That was last year's way of doing things, my way of saying it. We are getting into a spiritual development where the universal, where everything is universal, the whole universe, where God is not something that is only for Earth. No, God is something, trust me, God has other planets. And if you believe that we are the only living creatures on a planet, you are living a big illusion. If you look out into the skies at night and you see all those stars, and you tell yourself there are no living things on those planets, you are living one big illusion. And it is your illusions that are giving you suffering. That's why it is so important to kill your illusions. It is so important. And when you see me get quiet and I bow my head, that is when I start praying, and I ask for help and guidance. So because sometimes I don't know what I should talk about, and then something comes to me. To go live on a video stream without knowing what you need to talk about, without planning anything. I had planned something, but it's not something I can talk about for an hour. So, and the main reason I actually started doing this live stream was because I was hoping that you people would start participate. You will start ask questions, and this is what I say in all my live stream. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about something, if you're worried about something, if you have any questions regarding spirituality, feel free to ask it, and I'll do what I can. I'll do my best to answer it with my heart and with God's guidance. This is what I'm hoping for, that we can actually end up doing, that more people will start opening up, and like, we're all hurting. We all, from the beginning, from normal person to a spiritual person, it's a painful process. It's a process where you have to swallow some camels, where you have to swallow your pride. And that's not the most fun thing to do, but it is a necessary thing if you want to grow. And my main mission for doing this is, I want to plant a seed in your heart called hope. I want to help you remember that there's a better life waiting for you. Your purpose on earth is not what you're doing right now. There's a much bigger purpose that you're missing on. You're not fulfilling. And the more people I can wake, the more people I can help remembering and giving them hope, the more those people can help other people. It is like throwing a stone out in the water. There are ripples that goes out in the lake, and it's going to touch everybody else. And that's why I say that, I wrote it down here too, that as we heal ourselves, we heal the planet, because all life breathes together. And that is a sacred truth, that you have to understand that there are consequences to all your actions. And if you're like focused on healing your own life, you will actually heal the people around you. You will heal your parents, you'll heal your brother, you'll heal your family, you'll heal your job, you'll heal the government, you'll heal everything slowly. But good things happen slowly. That's my opinion. Good things have a tendency of always happening slowly. So, and I really hope you all are safe in these COVID-19 times. Here in Denmark, they have opened up for the schools, and they are talking about opening up the borders here the 10th of May. I don't know if it's going to happen, but and I was actually reading some news. Normally I don't read news, but there was this that caught my eye. There was a woman with her stroller and 2 kids. They were going for a playground in Copenhagen, and she got a fine for 2,500 for being on that playground. So they're being really strict and giving people fines for doing normal stuff. And don't fool yourself and think that when this COVID-19, the coronavirus, when it's finished and we're like getting out on the other side, don't fool yourself and think we're going back. We will never go back. It'll never be the same again. Right now, all the people that are making money on people who are less fortunate, they're putting themselves in a bad light. And all the people that are like, they are a big company and they want to help the small companies, they're actually showing the world how unselfish, what unselfish means. And we need to help each other, we need to be there for each other, we need to be open and willing to let go of this ego that is controlling so many people. The funny thing is, the ego is right here, right? And the heart is right here. It's about, I don't know how much, 50 centimeters distance. And this is a journey that can take half a year, 2 years, 10 years, a lifetime, multiplied lifetime, many lifetimes. This is a journey that is, for some people it is so hard, for others it is like, okay, either I'm gonna be dead if I don't change, or I can change and something good will happen to me. And that was my initiation. I was actually giving up on my life. I had to change something. There was something that needed to be changed. That's why I call myself a mystic. And the definition of a mystic is that I'm in love with what God can do for me, how I can serve God. I'm not interested in the arguments or discussion about what is God, who is God. I love you too, Maria. This is the woman that I met. I've been waiting for 18 years. And I'm gonna make a live stream that's gonna be about soulmates. I have never believed in soulmates. I have never believed in that people have maybe been together before in earlier lives. Maybe it's because I've never felt it on my own body. But I felt it now, and I truly believe it with all my heart that people can be girlfriend and boyfriend, wives and husbands in other lifetimes. And that is why when sometimes you meet people, you feel you have this kind of connection. You cannot explain why this connection is there, but you can just feel it deep in your bones that this feels so familiar. And the more we open up to this, and the more you are spending time with yourself, because it is in the time where you are yourself, it is in that time where you grow the most. It is by your self-realizations, it is by working the things you need to work out, swallow your illusions, find forgiveness for everything that hurts you, even yourself, and all these sacred truths that are going to change your life. It's all up to you if you want to invite it into your life. I'm not going to pressure it down your throat. I'm not going to tell you, you must do, because divine, loving, caring people are not going to tell you what to do. They're going to show you, like an example. And like I said to Maria here, that when we get alive together, I'm gonna continue with this work, being a spiritual guide, because this is what I was called to do. This is what makes me happy. This is what gives my life sense, because I'm actually able to, humble, loving and caring, sit here Sunday after Sunday and just be me, sharing the things that comes to me that I didn't know were there. And this is the thing that surprises me time after time after time, that I can sit for between 30 minutes to an hour and speak about things that comes to me. And like I was saying to my girlfriend, I don't care if people like my things. I don't care if people watch my things. I'm not doing this because I want recognition or people's approval. I'm doing this because I know it makes sense. I know that people that are searching, that are willing, that are looking for help, these people are gonna love these videos, because this will give them hope. So I'm not worried about viewers or that. That's not why I do this. So yeah. I want to tell you one more thing. If you believe in prayer groups, if you believe in that if we pray for each other, we can heal faster, you're more than welcome to contact me. I have this prayer group where we meet once a week, or either we do it on Skype or we do it on a program called Zoom, where we can actually be all in a video conference at the same time. Zoom, we can be up to 100 people. Right now we are 6-7 people, and we meet once a week, and people, they tell what kind of struggles they have, what they're fighting with, what the problems are, how they're feeling, sad or good, and we actually sit down and we pray for each other. And I've been doing it for a couple of months now, and my mentor have been doing it for a longer time. And I know other people that there's Lynn McTaggart, she made something called the Power of 8, and she's been doing it for many years. But all these things that we all agree about is that people, they heal faster when somebody that loves them are praying for them, with them. They will heal faster. And this is the proof that there are something in the universe that can help us and guide us and heal us. There are, I call it God's grace, because that is what I believe in. I believe in God's grace. God's grace is something that I can feel on my arms, I can feel it on my neck, I can feel it when I ask questions. Is it a yes or no question? For me, God's grace is like God is saying to me, I'm proud of you, continue down this road. What you're thinking about, I love it, continue. So I really hope and wish that you people, you find this too, because this is a powerful tool. This is a sacred truth that is going to be world known to everybody within the next couple of 100, 200, 300 years. And the work I'm doing here, I know that I'm not going to see any changes in the population of the people here on Earth. I'm pretty sure my children are not going to see it either. But when we look at how things have changed since the World War II and until now, a lot of things have changed, and it has gone so fast. And then you can just imagine how fast it'll go in like 100 years. We are on a roller coaster ride of saving the earth. There are more and more people that are struggling and fighting and praying. There are power in the number of people praying. So don't underestimate that. It's a powerful thing to have faith. It is really, really a powerful thing. And you have to understand, when God found me and asked me to work for him, it was 22 years ago. I'm 50 years old now, and before that time, I was being a normal person, lying, stealing, smoking weed. I've never drank, but I had all my inner demons I had to kill, and I was living a life of, I didn't understand anything. I had no religion. There was nothing divine in my life. The first 28 years of my life, there was nothing divine. But there was a lot of teachings. There was things that taught me something. And when I look back at my life, I've always been the kind of person that speaks the truth. I've always been the kind of person that said things people didn't want to listen to. I've always been called policeman, no better guy, and I've even been called a prophet. And I think the definition of a prophet is a person that can talk about things and it's going to happen in the future, that can warn about things and it will happen. That is a prophecy. Like one of my slogans says, if a prejudgment has been said over and over again comes true, then you're not being prejudgmental, you're actually prophesying, you're actually saying, you are, what is it called? You are prophesying about the future. I can't find the English word. I have to find new words in the English vocabulary that helps me expand my language, because there's so many things I don't have the words for it, and the same goes for my mother language. We are so poor in our language when it comes to talking about divine things, sacred grace, and all the beautiful things that are unexplainable, that when you try to explain it in human words, it's more or less impossible. So, because we don't have the words for it. 40 minutes. Incredible I can sit here and talk for so long. I hope some of the things resonate in your life. I hope that you can use some of my words, because I'm not sitting here trying to piss you off or make you sad or anything. And if you in the future wants to contact me, then you're more than welcome. You can catch me on email, you can catch me on Messenger, you can call me. I will always be there for you if I can, if I have time. I'll always have a talk with you, I'll always help you, I'll always guide you, I'll always give you tools that you need. I can only give you what I've used myself. And there is a video out on YouTube that's called "This is how I work as a spiritual director and why it works." I would suggest you to go watch that video, because that explains so good why my work works and how I work as a spiritual guide. Because I don't walk around and kick people in the ass and say, behave. Actually I do, but then I maybe say, I hope you get it conscious. I always do it in a humble way. It is really a choice. You choose to go down the road of being humble, being loving, being forgiving. It is a choice. Every time you have to act or react in a way, it's a choice. And it is the choices that actually forms who you are, where you're headed. So I don't think I'm gonna talk much more this time. I don't have that much on my mind or in my heart, and I'm not being guided to say more things. So it's been a big pleasure talking from my heart to you guys, and here's a little surprise. I want to play one of my numbers for you, because it's one of my favorite numbers. and maybe you like it too. And if you want to listen to the rest of my music, just find me on YouTube, Google my name, Sean Riget, you'll find everything. And then find the playlist called Here's My Music. So I think I'll end this live stream with playing one of my numbers for you. And I wish you all well, be safe, hang in there. This virus is ending, this quarantine thing we're going through. We are at the end of this madness, and I hope you have used it well. I have. So I'm gonna grab my guitar and I'm gonna play your song I wrote many years ago. So I hope you enjoy it, and again, feel free to contact me if you want to talk. That's why I'm here. That's my mission. Give me such a feeling I can't describe, I think you know it. See through me and see the love's for you. I see your face in the window. Do you see how I'm feeling? I heard that love is a cure for loneliness. Show me the real you and you won't regret. We can live together and learn to love each other. We have to be true to love one another. Open up and don't be afraid of your feelings. They will not kill you, you will love it. See through me and see the love's for you. I see your face in the window. Thank you for tonight, guys. I'm gonna end the live stream with a little prayer in gratitude. I hope you enjoyed my live stream. So, be safe, guys. Love, share, and care. Right? Be humble. Be forgiving. Thank you, God. Thank you, my soul group. Thank you, whoever been watching this video and you see it in live or replay. I bless you all. I wish you well. All my love goes to you. I humbly thank you for working through me, God. I am your servant. Please use me. Amen. Take care, guys. I love you all. Bye-bye.